was sick.
And you just peaked at 59 Billboard charts. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
How you feeling about that?
Feeling good, man. I mean,
big moment.
Yeah, man. When I drop my albums, you know, they'll get on like the album list or whatever. They'll pop up on Billboard.
Right.
You know, my last two both hit 52. That was, excuse me. My last two both hit 52. I was like, man, I dropped the album in 2019. I was like, all right, so the next one, you know, let's see. You know, hopefully it doesn't go lower. Hopefully it doesn't go, you know, maybe it'll go higher. Exact same number, 52. But Hot 100 is a whole different thing because I've had really big singles, but I haven't ever had a song on there. And it's wild to see it go up there and keep on, you know, keep growing and everything. Beyonce had to drop an album and push me back like a couple steps, but I wouldn't doubt by the time this drops, I'm a little higher. It's wild to see my shit on Hot 100, man. I didn't expect that to ever happen.
Really?
You know, I just, my music, I always felt like an underground artist, and I always felt like my music wouldn't really, you know, reach that point. So it's really dope to see, you know, getting that love from like big radio stations and being like, I don't know what was like, I think they said top 20 something on top 40 radio top 40 right now. Yeah. I'm up there, and I didn't expect that, man. So I never would have expected that. I never thought that anything that I could create could be at that point. So it's an honor. It makes me really happy. Whenever I get those accomplishments, I call my mom, tell her about it. It's dope, man.
That's fire. At least, like, you know, you're talking about like the album placements at 52, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, at least you were consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And now that you got a record on the Hot 100 too, it's like I feel like only after that too, it can only go higher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I got an album dropping next month. I think this one is going to be 51 at least. You know, we'll get up there.
I'm gonna manifest like 30 something for you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
we're gonna go high. We can come on, bro. You could go higher than 51.
You know what's funny was I jokingly made, you know, before the song came out, I somewhere said, I was like, you know what, like if I ever get a song on the Billboard, I bet you I'm gonna land right at 69. And when Betty first hit Billboard, it hit 68. So I was like, man, just slightly outdid myself, you know?
He had like the TikTok ready to go too. Like I imagine you have that shit like in your drafts. You're like, oh, when Betty hits 69,
yeah, I'm gonna do
letting
something.
this shit fly.
Gonna do something, but yeah, man, it's 68. So you know, slightly outdid myself. So proud of that.
Sample for that's legendary too. I ain't gonna lie.
That song, man, a lot of people associate it with the Rick roll and you know the memes of it, but that song is good as hell.
Right.
Dude. Like, I've always loved that song, man. Rick Astley, he's got other songs too, but like, I mean, that song is legendary. I listen to that shit completely casually any day, man. It's beautiful. And I just figured that I wouldn't be able to clear it, but we went back and forth. I had to clean some things up with the original version. It was dirtier, and I cleaned it up, and here we are, man.
Dare I ask what was dirtier about it?
A lot of lyrics, man. It was more of like a classic Gravy song. I mean, I guess just the main difference was rather than get money, it was get pussy. That was the original hook. And you know, I think it came out just as lit, if not better. So I'm fine with it.
So did you get to speak to him directly?
Not directly. No. He's been on tour, and the writers of the song are separate. So the people that actually like were making the decisions are not Rick Astley. The people who like actually were caring about it. I feel like, you know, Rick Astley, I feel like, you know, he might have been down with Get Pussy. I don't know for sure, but they wanted me to change it, so I cleaned up everything. It's my first song ever that's not like purely explicit. Right. And I'm fine with that, man. It worked out.
Do you think that also maybe the cleaning of it kind of like I know you kind of mentioned that you think that might have helped it, but do you believe that the cleaner version of it that you presented to them and obviously got approved was like part of the success of it too? Or do you think the dirty version could have, you know, reached the same heights? Like, what do you think?
Well, I think outside of radio maybe, but I haven't had many songs on the radio before, and I think a lot of that has to do with my lyrical content, you know? Yeah. So this is by far the most spins I've had on the radio, and I think the fact that it's clean might have something to do with it, man.
You know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of when a few months ago when Fabio Foreign had the "What's My Name" song that had the sample and like Coi Leray and Queen Niger on it, and I think that he said that like Beyonce was like, "Oh, you need to clean up the song." You know, you gotta like clean up the lyrical content. Very kind of similar story to your shit. And then it's like I think about how like that song, where that song went, and how that song, you know, became like a viral TikTok hit too, and did all this stuff like that. And it's just funny how like all that shit ends up working out too at the end of the day too with these records.
It's got me thinking more about like with my creative process, because a lot of times, I mean, I think a lot of artists could relate to this, where it's like if you're just trying to fill space for like syllables or something, it's really easy to just throw in like bitch, you know, or just throw in like, you know, one of them words. Just fucking fits anywhere, you know.
Right.
Fucking, it sounds really good when you say it, but you don't think about the fact that if that's playing on the radio, there's gonna be a blank right there, you know. So I've been more conscious of that now, and I think going forward, I'm gonna find better ways to, you know, say the same thing. Where you know, I could say. First line of Betty, I say, with your baby mama at the crib, I blow her back out. You know, I could have come in and said, like, I'm with your bitch and, you know, I'm beating the fucking brakes off of her. You know what I'm saying? I could have said something very, you know, more aggressively gravy, you know, the sorry, beat the brakes off of her is a little bit aggressive.
He had it.
A bit aggressive. You know, I could have been saying something like, hey, I'm gonna beat the, you know, clap the goddamn cheeks. You know, there's a lot of different ways that I would have said that, and a lot of different bars that I've spit in the past that are a bit dirtier. And I just feel like blow her back. You know, I kept it clean. I guess if you know the sort of slang, then you know what it means. But
Right.
it's technically clean.